Hello, this is Ken. Welcome to the Information Nation. I've waited some time to put anything out on YouTube regarding these shootings in Arizona. I wanted some time to think. I wanted some time to see what was going to happen. What I thought would happen did happen. This is The Blaze, and it was posted on January 9th, 2011 at 9:13 p.m. by Meredith Jessup. It reads as follows: just hours after 6 were killed and 14 others injured in Saturday's horrific shooting incident in Arizona, politicians 2,300 miles away in Washington, D.C. began plotting their legislative response. Representative Carolyn McCarthy, Democrat, New York, one of Congress's fiercest gun control advocates, is looking to strike while the iron is hot. My staff is working on looking at different legislation fixes that might be able to do what we might be able to do, and we might be able to introduce as early as tomorrow, McCarthy told Politico Sunday. Representative McCarthy said that she plans to meet with House Speaker Boehner and Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, see if we can work something out. At the same time, another New York Democrat is blaming pro-gun community for Saturday's violent shooting. In a statement Sunday, Representative Carol Maloney exclaimed that guns kill and that those who glamorize gunplay or worship gun ownership do no service to humanity. Democratic triumphs, the fundamental wisdom that has long distinguished our nation and has held our greatness, resides in our unwavering commitments to settle our differences with ballots, not bullets, she said. While it's too early to come to any conclusions about the causes or consequences of yesterday's tragic event, it's never too late to reflect on the lessons we've learned from earlier such tragedies and take them to heart. While Maloney and McCarthy are focusing their efforts on restricting access to guns, Pennsylvania Representative Robert Brady, a Democrat from Philadelphia, is proposing new limits on free speech. On Sunday, Brady told CNN that he plans to introduce a bill that would make it a crime for anyone to use language or symbols that could be perceived as threatening or violent against federal official. Brady told CNN Sunday that federal lawmakers and other government officials should have the same protections against rhetorical, whatever it is, threats as the president. Those threats are monitored by the U.S. Secret Service. The president is a federal official, Brady said. You can't do it to him. You should not be able to do it to a congressman, senator, or federal judge. This is not a wake-up call. This is a major alarms going off, he said. In particular, Brady says he takes specific offense to the electoral map produced by Sarah Palin's Political Action Committee during the 2010 midterm elections, which targeted a number of key swing districts. You can't put a bullseye or a crosshair on a United States congressman or a federal official, Brady said. I understand that this website that had it on there is no longer in existence. Somebody's feeling a little guilty. The election's over, meathead. As we've reported, one Palin aide spoke out publicly Sunday about the backlash a former Alaska governor has received since Saturday's shooting. This is a terrible politicization of a tragedy, Rebecca Mansour said. We don't know the shooter's motives. It doesn't seem like he had motivated by political ideology. Craziness is not an ideology. Brady insisted he was not pointing at any particular party, but stressed that politicians with opposing views should be able to disagree without being disagreeable. It shows you exactly what these people want to do. The second something happens, they want to take away your freedoms. Now they're attacking the First and the Second Amendment. These individuals, I understand the one, Representative Carol McCarthy from New York, her husband was killed in that subway incident where a man went on there and started shooting the place up. Carolyn, if your husband had had a gun, he might be alive today. Or if somebody else on that train had had a gun, they might be alive today. But they're going after the pro-gun lobby. They're going after the citizens of this country. They want to disarm you and they want to shut you up. This, to me, is ridiculous. Here we have a tragedy where 20 people 6 were killed, 14 were injured, and they're making a political stand on this. These people should be thrown out of office just on that alone. This is not the time to be bringing out your political stance on an issue that demanded was not political. Now that I've waited, I've looked, I've read the stuff that's online, this man was no way a Republican, a Democrat. He was a nut. So because of the actions of one individual, you want to take away the freedoms of 330 million American citizens. That doesn't say much for you in Congress. They talk about political rhetoric. This was posted on the Huffington Post. Representative Peter King, a Republican from New York, is planning to introduce legislation that would make it illegal to bring a gun within 1,000 feet of a government official, according to a person familiar with the congressman's intention. Over on Capitol Hill, gun control advocates are planning a major push in response to Sunday's shootings. Freshman Congress members, particularly Gifford State colleagues, Arizona freshman Republicans David Schwelkert and Paul Grosser, are among the main targets of the lobby effort. Here they're screaming about rhetoric, and now they're going main targets. You can't turn around and shut up the conservatives if you liberals want to still keep using the same language. This is what they don't understand. The liberals don't understand this. So let me explain it to you. If they take away our right to speak, they're going to take away your right to speak. Believe me, these people want to shut up the American public, sit in Washington for the rest of their lives, and be little dictators. It's disgusting what's going on out there. This is a time for the country to come together. This is a time for people to sit back and reflect on what happened. This is not a time to politicize this tragedy, and that's what it is. It's a tragedy. I'm sorry these politicians are even in office. They should be removed during the next election if possible. Seeing as these are all representatives, they come up for election in 2012. Kick them out. New York, kick these 3 clowns out. Philadelphia, kick yours out. They're not Americans. They're tyrants. We don't need tyrants in this country. We need level-headed thinking politicians, statesmen. We have to look for statesmen. There are no more statesmen in this country. If there are, they're very few and far between. But when you get rhetoric like this, talking about taking away your freedoms, what comes next? What comes next for the American people? We have stuff jammed down our throats. We have people screaming about Sarah Palin. We have people screaming about Rush Limbaugh. We have people screaming about Glenn Beck. We have people screaming about Alex Jones. For what? For what reason? They ran out there the second this happened. Within 2 hours, a man wrote an article for I believe it was the New York Times. I may be wrong, so don't quote me on that. That turned around and started blaming people for the rhetoric that they put out. Come to find out that this man's a nut job. He's had a number of incidents with the police. He's had a number of incidences in schools that he's been going to. He's on drugs. But we're going to blame the conservative movement. We're going to blame the Tea Party people. I've gone to Tea Party events. I've never seen anybody talk about violence of any type. The only violence that they're going to do from a Tea Party perspective is their vote. Because they're going to vote the way a lot of them don't want you to vote. They're going to kick out the scum, and they're going to put in people who will listen to the American people. I'm sorry these people don't listen. That's my opinion. Pray for the people in Arizona. Hopefully they can put their lives back together after this. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a nice day.